Good evening, class 12th. I welcome you for the next topic in entrepreneurship. This is Radia, and this is regarding idea and opportunity assessment. When we identify the product, the next steps comes what is the potential to the market, how we enter in the market. So before that, we need some ideas to access the opportunities. So today we are studying about the idea and opportunity assessment. Then we move towards the trends, how we read the trends, or what are the different trends, how we how we going through that particular trends, how we the opportunity from the different trends which are available in the market, how we take the benefit of that. So this is the idea and opportunity assessment. You know that there are different steps are there. Total 6 steps are there in idea and opportunity assessment. The first one says that product identification. So we are moving towards the first step. Step 1. This is regarding idea and opportunity assessment. The first one is product identification. Product identification. Now, what is product identification? I hope you have in Google Classroom, you have NCERT with you. So regarding NCERT, you can study this topic also because it's mentioned, as clearly mentioned that these steps are clearly mentioned. But how will tell you in the easy language what is product identification? The idea should lead to a definite product service. Whatever idea you think, it leads to a definite product service. When you create an image, what type of service you're going to introduce in the market, or which he can sell. I mean, the first thing is the idea, the product or service you are going to introduce in the market. It has a potential ability to sell in the market. The proposed product should be such that it can be marketed at a reasonable cost. Means whatever thing you have a brief idea, you study about the potential, what is the competitor offering about, what type of product service you offer in the market. So you think about this thing. The idea should lead to a definite product service which the entrepreneur can sell in the market. The proposed product should be such that it can be marketed at a reasonable cost. Also, it should be analyzed in the light of possible product, substitute, preference of customers, motivation, suggested, etc. Means whatever thing you think you want to introduce in the market, it should lead to a definite product service which you're going to sell in the market. What you're going to sell in the market? Okay, at what market price? Who is the potential customer? And what are the substitutes, if any, available in the market? Or if you want to add some value after some time, if you want to reintroduce the product, or you want to make the goods, you want to modify the product according to the preference of customer. So what is the motivation suggested in that? This term is called product identification. How is sell in the market? At what cost? What should the price? Who is the customer? Who is the potential customer for whom you are making the product? Substitute. What are the substitutes already available in the market? If no substitutes here, that's benefit for you. But later, after 2-3 years, what type of motivation you want to do? What type of value-added services you can provide? Or what is the value-added part you want to provide to customer so that you can retain your customer or you can increase your customer. You can increase the market. This is the first step. I hope it's clear. First step is product identification. Now step 2. What is step 2? Now step 2 says that in idea and opportunity assessment, application and use. Now this one is from the customer point of view, applications and use. Now what is application and use? Ideas can be examined for their real life and use of application. Use and application means how the application, the ideas can be examined. You can have to examine the idea, how the product it can be benefited in the real life. How we use the application means how it benefited in the real life of the customer, how it is benefited in the real life of the customer, and what is the use and application of the product. Application of the product or services. Now, when cell phone introduced in the market, I'm not saying the Indian market, in any market, the peoples are habitual from the cordless phone or simple phone. The peoples are habitual about the STD, but when they get the cell phone in their hand, they find a new opportunity. Now cell phone is an integral part. So when the cell phone company makes us make this word, they have the idea in that mind. How did this product help the people, help the person, help the customer in their real life? And what's the use and appreciation of that? Now cell phone users are changing day by day. Now it's not more a cell phone now. A cell phone in your hand, a smartphone in your hand is more like a computer. So this is the application and use. Now third part is step 3 says that step 3 means they say level of operations. It is level of operations. Now what is level of operations? Now level of operation means it will depend upon the type of work, skill labor and explain. Now whatever you're going to produce in the market, how you produce in the market, what type of express people, what type of technology, what type of labor, whether you require skilled labor, unskilled labor, or whatever express people you require. The level of operation means how you produce the product. What type of product service you are offering the market. What is the level of operation to for production? So you have to think before that. Because the requirement of staff is there, the requirement of money is there, the requirement of technology is there. So what type of operation you are going to produce? So this level of operation says that will depend upon the type of product or skill use of labor and the expertise people you require. Even the technology you require, whether you require technology from local peoples, whether you get technology from abroad. But these things are kept in your mind. So this term is called level of operation. I hope it's clear. The part level of operations. Step 4 says that what is the cost. Step 4 is telling about the cost. Here's step 3 and step 4 say cost. Now how much cost occur? I tell you at different level of operation cost should be accessed. Also price of the competitive products should be known. This helps in determine the sale price. Now cost, you understand the level of operation, you require what type of people, how many skilled people you require what type of technology. In the same way, the cost is very important because ultimately whatever you produce in the market, you have to offer in front of customer. At what price you are offering, that's called cost. That means cost could be defined how you produce the product. On simple in accounting language, if I say that, what is the cost of production? Then you also think about how you sell in the market, selling cost also. Because when you produce a good, you require cost of production. It means cost of production means what is the cost incurred in manufacturing a product. Then you require selling cost. Then you require, what is selling cost? You require office staff, you require advertisements, you require the marketing expenses, you require maybe the sale promotion approach, you require the transportation, you require the warehouse, you require from the different modes of expenses are there which you require for selling the product. You have to pay the margin to the whole party, wholesaler also, even you have to pay the margin price to retailer also. I mean whatever things are there, you should be kept in your mind what is the cost of product. The cost of product can be defined at different level of operation. The cost should be accessed. Also, price of competitive product. Because suppose A is a company, you are selling the same goods at the cost of 50, but you can't sell the same product at the cost of 100. But nobody can purchase until unless it should be provided the very high definite things, which is not possible at all. Because the competitors is not a fool. Competitor want to make the product. Competitors also dealing the same product. So you have to think what is the extra you are providing. Where customer only pay extra price when he feels that this product can satisfy me or this is a unique one. This is the important part. It means cost. Cost require manufacturing cost plus selling cost, and then you determine your price. At what price you want to sell, at what margin you want to sell. This is the term called step 4 cost. Step 5 says that competition. competitive analysis should be done through demand and supply position. It's an important part. It says that competitive analysis should be done. We have to done the competitive analysis. Now why we done? Because through demand and supply position, we have to require what's the demand of the product in the market. Means if you are confident enough, you can create the demand. Your product can create a demand. That's a different thing. But you have to keep in mind what's the demand. Okay? Demand and supply position is the important part. Demand and supply positions in the market is the important part. You should be identify that. Next thing is step 6. Step 6 is technological complexity. You require technical things. But how many technical things you require in manufacturing a product? Now this is again important part. Now what is the technical complexity? Whether the product requires certain technology in terms of plant and machinery, or you require training and application should be accessed. Same thing. Technological complexity means what type of technology you require in production. What type of technology you require, whether technology is easily available in India, or whether you have to create the technology, you have to import the technology from different country. That's the important part. To me, technological complexity means that whether the product requires certain technology in terms of you require the plant and machinery, or you require the training should be training needed of your particular staff. You have to make the you have to train the staff in order to increase their capabilities and application you require. It should be accessed. How much money you have to spend on technical complexity. This is a sixth part. So whatever technical complexity, your technical compositions you require to get to manufacturing the product or services. It requires, again, understand them, you require what type of technology you require in terms of plant and machinery, in terms of training, in terms of technology, whether this technology is available in India or you have to import from abroad. So this should be accessed. These are 6 points. How we require the idea and opportunity assessment. The second part come later after that, but it means annual turnover and profit margin. We are already discussing costs is the same, but we require annual turnover. What should be annual turnover? I told you it's depend upon demand and supply. Legally, there are 6 points are there in idea and opportunity assessment. In your books, the 7th point is written as annual turnover and profit margin. This required later because it's already studied in demand and supply. Because annual turnover and profit margin. Profit margin will study in cost. What's your cost? What's your profit margin? What should be the sale price? So annual turnover states that how much we going to produce in the market, because you know that scales of production. When we produce more, it's reduce the cost. But that only depends because we have to produce goods in terms of the demand in the market, in terms of the supply in the market. How much we can supply? We can supply the goods according to the demand only. So this is the criteria regarding idea and opportunity assessment. Next is market assessment. After idea and opportunity assessment, we require the market assessment. What is market assessment? Market assessment is once the entrepreneur has accessed the opportunity, he has to access the market. The selection of product will depend upon the market assessment. Means that once the entrepreneur has accessed the opportunities, he has to access the market. Or selection of product will depend upon the market assessment. Now, what are the factors which are there in market assessment? Because when you think about the product which you are going to offer in the market, you have to access the opportunities. Now, what type of opportunity you have to access? What is the demand, supply? Now, these are all the things. It means market assessment is the assessment of opportunities which the entrepreneur going to access in the market. Like selection of product will depend upon the market assessment. So, what are the factors required in market assessment? The first thing is, please note down what is market assessment. So, what is market assessment? Now, I told you once the entrepreneur accesses the opportunity, he has to access the market. Selection of product will depend on the market assessments. Now, what is market assessment in order? Market assessment is the quantitative and qualitative assessments of market. Okay, it looks into the size of market. What is the size of market? Both in volume and in value. The various customer segments, you know that I told you before, the customers are divided separately. We have to make the goods according to needs and demands and tastes and preference of the customer. The customers segmentation, it means customer segmented geographically also, demographically also. Geography means area wise and demography means according to age, culture, preferences, taste, okay, whether it's a male, female, and buying patterns. What are their buying pattern? Because we find that the buying patterns in city and buying patterns in rural area are entirely different. The competitions and the economic environment in terms of barrier and regulations. So these are market assessment. The market assessment is a qualitative and quantitative assessment of market. It looks into the size of the market both in volume and in value, the various customer segments and buying patterns, the competition and the economic environment in terms of barrier and regulation. To me, what is market assessment now? It's a detailed and objective evaluation of a new product, new business idea, or new investment. It is a comprehensive analysis of environmental forces. What are the barriers are the environment? What are the rules and regulations are there? So this are to be carefully analysis. This term is called market assessment. Now we're going to study what are the factors required in market assessment. What are different factors which you require in market assessment? Okay, the factors required. The first one, the factors which you require in market assessment is demand. This important part. What is the demand? Now, what is demand? The demand of the product should be accessed on the basis of market being targeted. So, what type of market you are being targeted? For example, local market you targeted state market, you target national market, you target international market. So, it means you have to create a demand because locally or nationally or you want to internationally, you are making the product. What type of product or service you are going to offer? This too should be required. Whether you are going to offer the product in a particular local market or you are going to offer in the state market or you internationally are going. Are you going to throughout the India? So this should be analysis. What the demand of the product is there. Next is called supply and nature of competition. So demand, you understand that it should be, just wait. It should be local. It should be okay. Obviously, state-wise, national, or you're going to offer the product international. Next part comes supply and nature of competition. Supply and nature of competition. Nature of competition. What is supply nature of competition? The present supply schedule of the competitor should be accessed. Okay, means you need to identify what is the competitor is doing, how is supplying the chain, what is the schedule for competitors. You need to analyze all the things before you enter into a market. So means you need to supply nature, how is supply report, what type of wholesaler, what type of retailer, what medium you require. We call it zero man. You directly send the word through e-commerce, through e-market, or you require the chain. Means in which chain you require the wholesaler also, you require the dealer also, you require the retailer also. So this is called supply and nature of competition. This is the second part in market assessment. I hope it's clear. Third part in market assessment is cost and price of product. We say cost and price of product. Third part is cost and price of the product. We already studied this portion, but I repeat it again. What is the cost and price of product? The price of the product should be competitively set with regard to the existing competitors of the product. Now listen carefully. The price of the product should be competitively set. You have to set the price according to your competitor price so that you can gain new customers. You can break the competitor product. Means you can break the trust of the people in terms of offering a new product which is better than the previous one. To me, the price of product should be completely set with regard to the existing competitors of the world. If the transportation cost of a competitor is quite high, and this lead to a wastage of during transitions. Now you have to analyze that. Suppose the competitor is supplying good from a particular transportation, and this transportation cost is quite high, and you can offer the same transportation cost as a lesser cost, it means you can save your money and you can save the wastage also during transit. Then the competitor should strive to save his transportation cost to gain an advantage over the competitors. Now, why? Because if you can save money in that, this can reduce your cost also, and you can offer the same type of bird or maybe better one at the same price, but the quality the quality wise your bird must be better, so you can gain the new advantage. So this price of bird should be completely set with regard to the existing competitors of the bird. If the transportation cost of competitor is quite high, then this lead to a wastage during transits, and the entrepreneur should strive to save on his transportation cost to gain an advantage over the competitor. Next part is, fourth one is project innovation and change. Project innovation and change. Now, what is product innovation and change? Now, what is this project? The entrepreneur has to consistently keep a watch on technology changes and innovation. Otherwise, he or she, those who are doing the offering the product in the market, will lose the market because his product will not be according to the trends. Now, what is the project innovation change? What type of project innovation you can offer in the existing product or whatever offering in the market? What type of technology changes are coming in your ways? You know that mobile phones are changing daily, the electronic appliances are changing daily, the TV are changing daily wise. Companies who are doing offering the DVD players, CD players earlier, they are out from the market because nobody want to purchase CD or DVD players. They want to put the pen drive in the TV only. Now these are technological changes. You have to be a technological savvy in terms of that. You have to adapt the new technology in terms to offer the innovation. Otherwise, the entrepreneurs lose the market because his product, when the new products are offered at a better price or the new innovations are there, will not be according to trends. Now, simple things, understand that. Who purchase typewriter nowadays? Then you see anybody purchase typewriter nowadays because people are practicing computers only. Now, mainly the people are offering now tabs. Now they are offering because these are technological things. They are new coming daily wise. Now, who purchased the phone which are simple Android phone which have 1 GB RAM? The people are going for the new technologies. The 6 GB RAM, the 8 GB RAMs are available in the market. So these are the innovations you require. These are the things you require to change. You have to adapt technology. Who purchases a real camera nowadays? The people are going for cyber shot, the people go for handy cams. Now these are things which are going attract the customer in the market because you need to be a technological savvy in order to survive in the market. So these are terms which require in market assessment. I hope it's clear. What are items you require in the market assessment? Okay. Next part, important part after market assessment is trend spotting. How entrepreneur identify the trends? We call it trend spotting. Now this is an important part. How we understand the trends? How we find whether different trends are there? We call it trend spotting. Now this particular means that trend spotting, identification of new trends. Identification of new trends. Now what are these? What are the identification of new trends means? Trend spotting. It means that identification of new trends. This is a great help for the entrepreneur as he or she is able to come out with the product which are according to the trends of the market. Means you have to study all the trends because from the trends you need to identify that what customer actually wants. Then you can easily satisfy them. So there are different types of trends are there by which you are going to satisfy the people, you understand the needs and tastes of people. Now what are these trends we are going to study? So what is trend spotting? It means that identification of new trends. This is a great this is of great help for the entrepreneur as he or she is able to come out with the product which are according to the trends of the market. In simple way, if I say which are according to needs and tastes of the people of the market. So what are these different trends are there? Okay, ways by which entrepreneur can spot the trend. What are different ways by which entrepreneur can spot the trend is read trend. Read. Next one is stock trends. Second one, crop trends. Third one is watch trends. And the fourth one is think trends. Think trends. Now these are the way by which you can spot your trends, the ways in which entrepreneur spot trends. Now what is, or we can think trend. These are four trends are there. First is read trend. Now read. Wide variety of information can be collected from the various sources. Read means when you read the leading publication. From the leading publication you got the idea what type of products are offered in the market. What changes are there in the market. What are the customers' habits, customer buying habits. Okay, from the website related to their business. From the business magazine. You can read trend means you can read trends, inform that, or from the read trends you can get the idea what is customer or customers wants, customer needs. Now because read trend, you can, how we get the read trend? You can read from the various leading publications. From the publications you get the brief idea what customer want. From the website also there are different websites are there which are going to help the businessman. Or you say from the magazines or business magazines. Okay, in terms of the other part is there means there are different publication means books, whatever things available in the market, websites, trends. So these are things which can help the person, help the entrepreneur to understand. So from where the entrepreneur read all these things, the read from publication, from website, from magazines, from different sources which are available in the market. So these are called read trends. Next part is, or we also say read trend from already run magazines, major newspaper which are available in the market. In major newspaper their business column is here. Then international trends. We know the international trend, what's international going on through website. Then influential bloggers are also there. Those who writes. So these are the person. These are things which you can get the idea to read about the market. I'll give you an example here. Mattress Partner CEO Avnish Bajaj. I heard the name Avnish Bajaj. He is the CEO of Mattress Partner. He says customer conviction brings out the structural change. Customers' conviction bring out the structural change. You have to read, you have to understand, and then think what type of products you are offering the market. You know, like he give you a very good example. Ola and Uber. When entering the Indian market, they read the trends, they understand the trends, and then they offer Ola and Uber in the market. Then they come into the market because they provide, they understand the market and they widely capture the market. In spite of Ola and Uber, they don't own a single taxi, but they have the largest business sector. Now, in terms of transportation, I'm saying. Now, same way, Swiggy and Zomato, in terms of food delivery, because they understand the market, whatever customer needs, and they own their own market. Book My Show, in terms of booking tickets. Now, these are things are there. They all study the trends, they all read the trends, because customer behavior has changed, and the investors are following that. This one is Avnish Bajaj is saying. He is the CEO of Mattress Partner. He is saying that simply customer behavior has changed now, and the investor, those who are putting money, have been following that. They have to follow the customer behavior, because customer brings out the structural change. They change the market, and the companies who are going to read those trends, follow the customer, they always be successful. So these are the things which are offered. Next part is, apart from read trend, then is talk trend. We already discovered talk trend. Now talking people is an equally important. Trend spotting tactics use social networking tools like social networking sites and forums. Talk to customers. You need to talk to customers because not many companies are doing it. Say, for example, if you purchase a car from Maruti, or you purchase a car from Honda, for the service call, they always call you. They always intimate you. He says your service is due, or your premium is due for your insurance, or whether you are satisfied with the service or not. If you find any problem, so please do a right now. Tell us, we're going to solve it. Now, why? Because these are talk trends. Because you need to talk to people in order to find what's going in their mind. It's important. But what customer is saying, take not only about your product, but also what he's saying of the competitor product. You get a brief idea how much the customer loyalty is there. So these are important terms. Talking people is an equally important trend. Spotting tactic like social networking tools, like social networking sites and forums. Talk to customer what he's saying, not only about your product, but what he's saying about the competitor product. This is the important part. Then you get the analysis, then you get the idea how you can able to make better product. What's your customer, what's your product position in the market. I hope top 10 is clear. Next is watch trend. Watch, observation in the marketplace is the best way to get in the actual trend. Entrepreneur can study the habits, preferences, likes and dislikes of the consumer. This is important. Watch trend. Entrepreneur watch what's going in the customer mind. They watch the trends. Now how you watch the trends? For example, see a simple way. See the youth in mall. What's their buying behavior? See the youth in college canteen. What they're saying about the particular product. Watch them. What are their buying habits? What are their behavior? Now the discotheques, the night outs are very common in metro cities. So you need to watch what type of product you can offer in order to satisfy the consumer. What type of offering are there? Because nowadays, have you seen the clothing market, the shooting and shootings? They always saying that they all watch trends because people are wearing some different things for office use, some different thing for parties, some different thing for a culture festival. So these are watch trends. What customer is thinking, you need to watch. You need to watch the trend. Not only for the youth, but also for the old age people, also for the ladies, also for the teenagers. This is an important thing. Then only you can offer the product. Because from the watch trend, you can get the idea, the buying behavior. What's important tactics you need to use. So this is called watch trend. Next part is, after watch trend, think trend. After watch trend is a think trend. Now what is think trend? Fourth part. Now think trend means when an entrepreneur begins gathering information regularly, he becomes a trend spotter. After reading, watching, talking and observing trends, it all will use the abilities of thinking analysis and synthesizing to make correction or connection with their business. Okay, if there are any corrections required, he can correct it, or what type of connection he can make with their business. And then he come up with a great idea for a new product or a new product line or for a new business. So these are the trends. So I hope think trend is clear. Think means when an entrepreneur gather all the information regularly, not one side, he gather information regularly, it becomes a trend spotter. After reading, watching, talking and observing trends, it will use their abilities in thinking, analyzing and synthesizing to make connection with the business. How all the trends can be connected with the business and what type of product I can offer in the market. And this help can come up with a great idea for a new product on a new product line or a new business. So these are trends. I hope you understand all the trends and activities which we studied just now. So in my next video, I will tell you what is creative process. So study hard. In case if you find any difficulty, any problem, please do write to me. I can solve it and I give you notes also. In any of the case you find a problem, to do study properly and take care, stay safe, take care, bye.